take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Governor Walz, you have some explaining to do. What is the deal, Focoramas? Welcome to the channel. I'm Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Follow me up here. Follow me down here. Click this. It helps me. Thank you. If and when you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification that will bring in a drop box for you to select all notifications. That way you'll be notified when I post. Lastly, don't forget to check out my other channel called Man, Husband, Father. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge scheme is just going viral all across the internet, and Governor Tim Walz is directly involved in. You know, he was going to be the one that was going to be the vice president. You know what? Kamala Harris. Yeah, him. He is caught up in a $1 billion scheme and is leading back to him. And I am going to enjoy watching him deflect, divert, try to switch the focus on how he does not have anything to do with this, because he definitely does. And here's the deal. Is regarding some Somalians. Is regarding Somalians. And it just, to the extent to where whistleblowers came out. You know what? I'm going to just let y'all listen to this.
Do you take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state. We're AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail. We're doing everything we can. But to demonize an entire community on the actions of a few, it's lazy.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz deflecting on the fraud schemes that prosecutors say led to the theft of more than $1 billion in taxpayer funds. Many of the defendants are members of the state's Somali community. Let's bring in Minnesota House Speaker Lisa DeMeth. She is running against Tim Walz for governor. That election is next year. Lisa, for people who are catching up from the holiday weekend, how would you describe the fraud that was happening in Minnesota?
Fraud in Minnesota under the watch of Governor Walz has exploded in his 7 years as governor. There are 28 known scandals of fraud, just over 7 years. And as you heard, Dana, he has said that he takes responsibility for putting people in jail, but he's never apologized to the taxpayers. He's never taken accountability of saying this has happened on his watch, and he's pushed it aside until I, as Speaker of the House, established the Fraud Prevention and Agency Oversight Committee this legislative session, and it has finally drawn national attention. Something that has gone on for years, $1 billion or more of fraud under Governor Walz, finally getting national attention. Thank you.
Speaking of that national attention, it's not just here on Fox News, but the New York Times wrote about it as well, saying that how fraud swamped Minnesota's social services system on Tim Walz's watch. And this is also a lawyer for one of the defendants saying no one was doing anything about the red flags. It was like someone was stealing money from the cookie jar and they kept refilling it. Lisa, there were whistleblowers who were ignored?
That is what we are hearing. And we did put additional whistleblower protection in during this last legislative session. We also tried to put in an Office of Inspector General, an independent Office of Inspector General, and the Democrats in the House denied us that opportunity. It had been passed in the Senate, bipartisan, and we could not get it through the House as a protection, I believe, for Governor Walz, not wanting that Office of Inspector General on an outside view looking in to see what he was really doing. I think he prevented that from going forward.
I'm going to read to you from the White House rapid response reaction saying that Tim Walz on the $1 billion fraud scandal that took place on his watch, I take responsibility for putting people in jail. It's not just Somalis. But they say this, number one, Walz didn't do jack other than let it happen. These are federal cases. And number two, 71 of the 75 people charged are of East African descent. Now, fraud can happen anywhere, under any circumstances, without proper safeguards. But what about this angle here in terms of the concentration of where the fraud was coming from?
As the governor said in the interview that we are a prosperous state and that would attract criminals, that is not true. We have poor leadership at the top here in Minnesota. What that means is criminals are going to be coming to Minnesota to do their criminal activity. That is a disrespect for taxpayer dollars, and it means at the very top of our state, fraud has been allowed to go forward for years unchecked. It is now, thank you to President Trump and the White House for getting the attention with the U.S. Attorney's Office, making those prosecutions happen. That's what we are grateful for,
Lisa,
because we've been trying
let
to
me
sound
jump
the
in and
alarm
ask you
for
one
years.
last question. Sorry, I want to just ask you one last question before we run out of time. Do you believe that former Vice President Kamala Harris, who chose Walz to be her running mate in those 107 days of her campaign, do you think that she ever asked about this? I mean, when you're vetted to be the Vice President of the United States, should be a very serious vetting. Doesn't appear that anybody had this on their radar.
I don't know that she asked the question. I wouldn't be able to answer that, but obviously it was not vetted properly to see what was going on here in the state. We knew about fraud before Governor Walz ever became the vice president pick.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am interrupting this video right now because we are back around to that time again, and I know it has flown. This is the time where I do my thing every single year, my annual Christmas for Kids, where you who are the watchers right now can donate and be able to help children who are less fortunate this year have a good Christmas. We had a huge turnout last year, and I'm looking forward to having a huge turnout this year. And the way that you can donate is by going to PayPal right up there, or you can donate through Cash App, and these proceeds are going strictly all to children who are less fortunate this Christmas. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it, and guys, it's right around the corner. To all of you that are going to be giving, thank you and God bless you. Looking forward to this. And y'all have to watch this. Before I give you any more thoughts, y'all have to watch this takedown that President Trump gave, calling the man the R word.
Yeah, and in that same post, you mentioned Tim Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find an offensive or retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with it. Absolutely, sure.
You
have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with it. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into the state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walz.
Mr. President, you said that you might denaturalize some American citizens. Can you talk about
You mean people that are in here that shouldn't be here?
that became Americans? Are you
Well,
trying
we'll
to
see. I
promote
mean,
their
yeah, we
citizenship?
have criminals that came into our country and they were naturalized maybe through a fight with somebody that didn't know what they were doing. If I have the power to do it, I'm not sure that I do, but if I do, I would denaturalize them. They asked about my MRI. MRIs are very...
Governor Walz asked you to release the MRI records.
Can you tell us what it was
Governor
for?
Walz, you mean the incompetent governor? So if they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it. It's perfect.
What was the what were they
It's like
looking
my
for?
phone call where I got impeached. It's absolutely perfect. So if you want to hear about it or if you want to release it, you want to have it released.
Yes,
News Nation, failing News Nation. News Nation is doing lousy, by the way. But if you want to have it released, I'll release it.
Can you tell us
Absolutely.
what they were looking at?
For what, releasing?
No. What part of your body was the MRI looking
I
at?
have no idea. It was just an MRI. What part of the body? It wasn't the brain because I took a cognitive test and I aced it. I got a perfect mark, which you would be incapable of doing. Goodbye, everybody. You too.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, that was a diss. That was a huge diss. He said you wouldn't be able to pass. He said you wouldn't either. He just throwing shots. But man, y'all, whistleblowers came out saying that they were going to not allow this scheme to keep going on. But then because of the dang on climate and also of all people, Tim Walz, the people started throwing around the R word, the racist word. If y'all don't do this, we gonna call y'all racist. We gonna call, and y'all know how Tim Walz is. Look how he was with Kamala Harris. They would be all over, and we know those whistleblowers would have somehow, some shape, form, or fashion, they would have been accused of absolutely 100% being racist, even though it was wrong. But because of the rhetoric that Tim Walz was spewing out along with his campaigning with Kamala Harris, you know that would end up being the deal. And now it's come back to bite them. And I hope more information come out with a whole lot of more evidence. Crazy. Yeah, let's see if we give any more news interviews, right? What are y'all thoughts? Honestly, do y'all think anything is going to come of it? Do you really think something's going to happen? You already know what my thoughts are. Probably like, man, nothing's going to happen. I mean, we just going to get the ooh, look at you. But is anything really going to happen? Doubt it. But I hope I'm wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all think by putting in the comments below after this video. Don't forget to do what you see in the animation right here. That would greatly help my channel. Next video I'm doing up there, videos you may have missed from yesterday, right here. If you have not subscribed, click this. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.